Yeah, live, back in action. Welcome in for another edition of the Third and Three podcast presented by the Sports Column and brought to you by Reebok. We got jingling things going on over here. Happy holidays to all. We hope you've had a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, all that wonderful stuff we give to you. Third and Three podcast, all the love in the world. Coming New Year, be safe out there. We don't want to start with public broadcast announcement about driving, drinking, and all that stuff, but be careful and have a good time. Anyway, let's freaking roll over here. We got football to talk about. Thirdand3podcast.com is where it's at. If you want to get that Reebok action, you know we got the promo, you know we got the deals. All you got to do is go to thirdand3podcast.com, click on the Reebok, click on Meatworks or even if you want to get them drinks for New Year's, then go to Beer Drop and get all of that good stuff delivered to your home. Shipping is free. It's a beautiful thing. And so my partners, Tricky Nicky Giston, the real deal, Damian Adams. What's going on, people?
What's up? I don't know. I mean, I thought things were good, but I see D's on a yacht this week, so I don't know. Did you? I don't know. Are you playing wide receiver for the Giants? Did you get like a Kenny Golladay deal? Like you're just gonna trip and fall for $18 million? Now you got yourself a yacht. That's nice.
Yeah, me and him have the same agent. I was able to go ahead and pull that deal off. I had to go ahead and get away from the Giants fans. They took a joke I made about Evan Ingram a bit too seriously, but it's all right.
Oh, yeah.
You've been there, man. I've been there.
It hurts. But it's all in good fun though. So yeah, I'm on my yacht, relaxing as Giants fans try to hit me with stuff from the sea. So I'm out here getting away.
I saw that. I was like, oh God. That's why I actually tweeted you. Welcome to the Together Blue hashtag. It gets
there
really
you go.
crazy.
You got involved. You got involved.
Yeah, so for people who may not be familiar, I made a joke on my podcast about how Giants fans may miss Evan Ingram as he's starting to really ball out and finally show the potential that we thought he had coming into the draft now for Jacksonville instead of New York. And of course, New York Giants fans like, we don't miss him. We're having success without him. And some people even say like, we wish him well. Like he wasn't a fit here. I'm glad he's having success there. I'm like, oh, that's all cool. The part where people got me is like, oh, we have Bellinger now. We're not missing him. Really? Bellinger? That's where you're like, oh, we're not missing Evan Ingram because we have Bellinger. Evan Ingram has more receiving yards in his last 3 games than Bellinger's had all season. But we're not. That's where you draw the line. Stop it. but that's not a realistic answer. But if you're truly happy, you're like, he didn't work out here. Like Nikki said, he had some really big drops. So that's like, good riddance. I'm glad he's having success there. That's cool. That's realistic. Don't say, oh, we have Bellinger now, so we don't miss Evan Ingram. Stop it.
It's a weird thing.
Will you be venturing in the Together Blue hashtag anymore, or are you just gonna leave it?
Yeah, of course. Like this is this is the stuff that makes my day is having these type of reactions. So I've ventured in Together Blue. One that surprised me that's really mean is the Titans. The Titans fan base is that's a very mean group as well. They got very upset with me because you guys know how I feel about teams that are under 500 winning divisions. Yeah. I've always stated that I've hated that. I hate that they get an automatic home playoff game. It's stupid to me. Like the fact that right now Tampa Bay is in position to host Dallas in the playoff game is dumb. It's stupid. And I stated that. And at the time, Tennessee was leading their division. Now Jacksonville is. But at that time they were. And I just made a point about Tampa Bay and Tennessee being, home playoff games. And man, Tennessee fans got angry. But now they probably won't make the playoffs. So they don't have to worry about it anyway.
Well, I mean, it was very possible they may not make the playoffs. And Doug Peterson is doing a great job, as Chris says, over there, Jacksonville. Look, basically, it doesn't even matter what happens this week when these teams play. What matters, what happens is actually when they play the final game of the season. No matter what happens, again, week 17, it's like garbage. They can really rest all their players if they wanted to, because week 18, when they play each other, the winner of that game is going to advance no matter what. So that's how it all falls out. The NFL is weird that way. And yeah, we want to go over those division standings and winners and, situations and everything like that. So we have a lot to talk about. Like the first thing, before you get to that, I did want to mention, the news that broke today is Derek Carr, sitting down now for the next 2 games, basically being benched. So he'll be in street clothes. He's not even going to be in uniform, this guy. So I don't know, Nikki, what does that spell to you? What do you think?
What a mess. My God, what a mess. Feel bad for Devontae Adams, really, in this whole thing. Think he regrets it? What do you guys think? Think he regrets it?
Jason did ask that question a few weeks back. It depends on how much he disliked or liked Aaron Rodgers. If him and Aaron Rodgers were just cool, it was like a business relationship, you might regret it. But if he really couldn't stand, like if he has a Nicky level hatred for Aaron Rodgers, then he's probably like, I'm fine. We'll miss playoffs this year. We'll be back next year. I'm okay. Like so you got to put your mental health ahead of everything else. Yeah. So if he was really just tired of Aaron Rodgers, then he's probably not regretting it. But if it wasn't that, and it truly was just to go play with Derek Carr and have this chance to play in Vegas and thought you were going to play on this magnificent offense, and that's not happening, he probably does have some regret.
Yeah. And what's next for Derek Carr now? You know, like a lot of people are thinking, Jet fans, I know they're thinking, oh, we can probably grab him. We can do some sort of trade, whatever, this and that and the other thing. But Davante Adams, he's got to be pissed off because, you know, a big part of it was going to play with one of his best buddies and being Derek Carr. And now he's not going to be there. And they're going to try to start over with a young quarterback again. They're going with Jarrett Stidham to see what he's got. That, to me, that's a bunch of baloney. That's just a cover-up story, obviously. And Derek Carr is not going to be a Raider next year. That's pretty much the bottom line right there. So, Chris, that's what I think, right? I don't think he's going to be a Raider next year at this point.
No, there's no way.
9-year veteran who's given everything to your team, moving to another state, for God's sakes, and sticking through everything thick and thin, all the bad and all the bullshit, and carrying them basically last year when they were a Fugazi for Cochran team. So I think that he's done there. I think they've had it. And they know it.
Yeah, no, I definitely think he's done there. The way his contract is set up is set for them to be able to get out of it in an easy way. So I think he's done there. So there'll definitely be some teams that are looking out for him as well, though. He won't be somebody who'll be on the market for a long time, I don't think. He'll probably be the best free agent quarterback on the market, you know, that I can think of as far as, pretty much. Except Tom Brady is going to be a free agent. I forgot about that. But so he'll be the second best, the second most sought after free agent quarterback on the market. And you think about, that's a good point by Chris. He could go to the Colts. The Colts will definitely be, looking for a quarterback as well. The New York Jets will be looking for a quarterback, and they have a team that's more set for success than the Colts, I believe. So there's definitely be some markets for him to go to. So he won't be out of work for long.
Yeah, man. And if that Tampa Bay job does come available, I think that he would become available for that team. I mean, maybe even your Saints. I don't know. But, we're not going to get too far ahead.
For a quarterback as well. That's very true. We definitely should be looking for a quarterback.
Hell yeah. You would be looking at that sort of guy. I mean, you're a really good team. You're not, again, I wouldn't say you're a quarterback away from winning the Super Bowl, but that makes you a hell of a lot closer. Anyway,
I think the Colts need to just stop with this piecemealing the quarterback together. You know what I mean? Stop trying to do that because it's not working. You try to do it with Phillip Rivers. It's not working. It's time to rebuild because, my God, that offensive line was hard. I'm happy we're getting Nick Foles. I hope we get Nick Foles Monday night, Nick Foles, it's happy. The Giants win, they're in. Great. Don't make me play the Eagles to freaking get in and then hope for a bunch of shit to happen. But I just think the Colts, ever since Andrew Luck retired, he retired way too soon. I think that threw that organization, and they never recovered. So it's time for them to build. Stop piecemealing this team together.
Absolutely. Chris is saying, draft a quarterback, and that's what they may do, but I'm not sure if that's the answer. I'm not sure if there's really that quarterback out there that's going to change your franchise around. So we'll see what they do, but you're right. The Colts, the only success they really have is when they had Phillip Rivers. They went 11-5. They came that close to beating the Bills in that playoff game. So they had a good team that year. But other than that, anyway, Indy is not in the AFC playoff picture. But as it goes right now, the Bills have a bye. You got the Chiefs of the second seed, Bengals the third. Then you have the Dolphins and the Chargers in there. Who am I missing? Who's fourth?
Jacksonville is the fourth.
Oh, Jacksonville's fourth right now, right? And Tennessee is around, but Miami
You're sniffing around.
Yeah. So only one of those teams is going. It's going to be Jacksonville or Tennessee, like we talked about in that game in Week 18. Yeah. So we'll have to talk about that game a lot more next week. Not much to really talk about this week, but Miami is that team now that's on the fringe because Tua is in concussion protocol again, Nikki, and. This is look. We can have a longer conversation about this. We're not going to. It may not be the time because we got a lot of those shit to go through. But Tua's he's got to watch himself. That's another thing. And I'm not making fun of him right now when I say he's got to learn how to fall. He's got to learn how to fall properly. He doesn't brace himself. It's a weird thing. And I'm not blaming the injuries on that at all. I'm just making a weird observation out of everything where this guy is unfortunately hurt. He's probably going to miss Sunday's game, which is a crucial game against New England, because right now they're sitting at 8-7. And a lot of teams are 7-8, and with tiebreakers and this and that. Look, we've seen Tua out of the lineup. They're a whole different story, Nikki. So I don't know if Teddy Bridgewater is going to be enough. We're going to pick the game later, but this is a big deal for Miami, and they finish things out with the Jets, whether Tua is available or not. Tough defense.
Yeah, and I don't think Teddy Bridgewater is like a bad, backup. You know what I mean? Kind of like Minshew over there in Philly. Like, they're serviceable. They can get the job done. Listen, if I was Tua, just in general, you need to watch yourself. Like in general, like you need to think about, do you want to keep playing this game? Because this is his technically second, right? Concussion protocol. However, remember that third one, everyone was like, what'd they say? He didn't have one, but then he was like dying on the field the next week. So I don't know. I just think this kid needs to maybe reevaluate some things. It's scary.
Listen, that's the thing. He's obviously shown that he wants to be a quote unquote warrior. And, I'm using that term a little bit loosely, D, but he does want to be out there. And I respect him for wanting to get up and be up there and do the best for his teammates. But he's got to look out for himself, man. This is a big thing. We've seen CTE really cause problems to players later in life. And, I'm Franco Harris. We don't know what his cause of death is yet, as far as we know. And that could have a part in it. God, no, I have no idea. But we see a lot of players with this.
No, it's very serious. You definitely want to take care of your head, right? Like that's the main thing. Like, and with football players, they have the mentality where they would rather get hit higher than lower because they feel like they can come back from a head injury faster than a torn ACL or Achilles, stuff like that. But they should look at it differently. Like a ACL is a year, a head injury could be a lifetime, right? So you definitely want to make sure that you take care of your head and make sure that, for the future, Tua, it does have a kid now. You want to make sure that all that is in your perspective, right? Like Nikki said, you have to look out for yourself first. And I know that he wants to get to that big money contract. That's the big thing. Get to that second contract, make that big money. Then you can really make sure you're taken care of. Like Andrew Luck, you mentioned earlier, retired early, but he did get to that second contract where he was able to retire and say, okay, I can walk away because I've made enough money in my life. I'm good to go. So I think that's a big thing. He wants to get to that second contract, but he can't get there if he's not taking care of himself. So he has to make sure that he's doing that. And don't depend on the team. The team is going to look out for the team. You got to make sure you look out for you before you say, I want to go on this field and be a warrior for the team. No, look out for yourself first, and then you can look out for your team.
Isn't that just like great life advice? Everybody, look out for yourself first, because very few people in this world are going to look out for you,
Yeah, not even that. If you're not looking out for yourself, then how can you help anybody else? You're no good to anybody. So you got to do yourself a favor first and, be okay. And it's a problem right now for Tua. And we've seen way too much of it. And again, he has been injury prone before this concussion stuff has happened in his rookie year and in his sophomore year. And he's blossomed this year, except for that fourth quarter against Green Bay was a total shit fest. What a freaking joke, man. That was ugly. And so was the Denver Broncos season so far. Nathaniel Hackett finally fired. Probably like 10 weeks too late, Nikki, right? I mean, geez.
My God. I mean, it took a long time. I mean, at this rate, like just finish it out. But my theory is they're trying to get a jump on Sean Payton. That's what I think.
Yeah, he's got
rumor is Tom Brady's going wherever Sean Payton goes. I don't know. You guys laughed about it, but there was an article out this week that got sent to me because somebody watches the podcast and said, oh, Nikki, look, didn't you just talk about this a couple weeks ago? And I did. So we'll see. But I would like to know, I know this comment can't possibly be towards me, right? Because there's 2 Eli Manning haters on the show, and I am definitely not one of them.
There is 2 of us, so I don't know which one I'm talking about, Jerome.
If it's Jerome Chambers, he's coming at me.
Oh, good. Is he a Giants fan?
Because I'm not ready to start with Nikki right now.
Yeah, he's a Giants fan.
You're getting it all from Giants Nation today. Oh, my God. Wow.
Giants Nation's coming at me today.
Oof.
That Denver situation, though, is tricky because what I'm hearing now is after firing Nathaniel Hackett is that the new ownership that's all in there right now, the whatever family, I forgot their last name, but forgive me. Anyway, they want like full control. They want like full control of the GM, the coach, which they do obviously anyway, but they want to be more involved in like football situations, which could be unattractive for Sean Payton. Yeah. But I know he does have ties to the GM and to part of the ownership and stuff. So that is a possibility, but does he want to go there? Can he fix the offense and make Russell Wilson to what he was, 3, 4, 5, 8 years ago? I don't know. it's amazing how attractive that Denver job looked up until this year.
Yeah, no, it's definitely changed a lot in the last couple or this last year. And the funny thing is with Nathaniel Hackett, we saw it the first week. Like, remember, I had my name as Nathaniel Can't Hackett.
Yeah.
And usually from week 1 to week 16, even bad teams make progress, right? Like, you see changes. You see a totally different team from week 1 to week 16. With Denver, we see the same team from week 1 to week 16. The only thing that got worse was the defense. The defense just quit, basically. There's no way they became that bad. They just quit.
51 points. That's insane, man. That's incredible.
Yeah, they quit on the coach, and that's why they had to get rid of him, even with 2 weeks left. They were like, okay, you just got to go. Now, the whole Tom Brady thing, that's not going to work with Denver because there's no way they can get out of that Russell Wilson contract. They signed him to that 5-year contract. He still got 4 years left, 161 guaranteed dollars, or 61 million guaranteed dollars left on that contract. So they're not getting out of that. If Russell Wilson is cooked and can't cook anymore, they're going to be fried as a franchise for the next 4 years.
Oh,
wow. Well done, D. Well
I love
done.
that. Well done. All right, that's because Sean Payton's going back to the Saints and Tom Brady's coming.
Yeah.
Let me get a question over here from Jerome. So, let's see. Do you think that the can get out of the NFC with Purdy? Obviously, talking about my 49ers. Yeah, I actually do, because they're a complete team right now. I don't know about Jalen Hurts. I don't trust the Dallas Cowboys, and I don't trust the Vikings either. So defense and the running game, that's what travels. So I would say Christian McCaffrey and the number 1 ranked defense in the league. Yeah, Jerome, there's taking full bias out of it. I 100% believe that they could do it. As a matter of fact, I'm more confident this year than I have been in any of the past years that they've been in the Super Bowl in the last 4 years. I feel great about it.
So what do the Niners do now? So you have Purdy, came out of nowhere. No one expected this. You drafted Trey Lance, and you got Jimmy G. So now what? As D likes to say, you have what 2-3 quarterbacks? You have no quarterbacks. What do you do now?
In this case, we have a good problem. That's what it is.
It's a good problem to have.
Here's the bottom line: if Brock Purdy,
nobody's seen Trey Lance, so I mean, how do you know what this kid can do?
The only way in the world that Trey Lance is not the quarterback next year. There's only one way. Brock Purdy is the quarterback of the Super Bowl winning team. You cannot not have that guy next year, obviously. And you would have to eat Trey Lance. Again, he's on a rookie contract, so you're not paying him anything, But if Brock Purdy becomes Tom Brady, again, I know it would be his rookie year, not his sophomore year, but if he pulls that shit off, then there's no way that he cannot be your starting quarterback the next year. If they go and, it's mostly defense and they make it to the NFC Championship even, and he doesn't really play well, then, you have to go back to the project of Trey Lance. You have to.
Yeah, Trey Lance, because you guys gave up a lot to get Trey Lance as well. I think that part is also being forgotten. Exactly. So you have to give him a chance. And he only played 1.5 games. Like, you can't really judge him off of that. So you have to go with him unless, like you said, Purdy is in the playoffs, has one of those Joe Flacco type runs where you're just like, oh man, this is amazing what he did in the playoffs. And you mentioned it is possible because the NFC is wide open, especially if Hurts is hurt come playoff time. Like, that's going to be something that's major. Now, if Hurts is healthy, I do think the Eagles are the best team. It's something that for that Dallas game showed me a lot about the Eagles, even though Dallas won. The fact that the Eagles made that such a game with Gardner Minshew and all the turnovers they had, and it still came down to the wire like that, it shows how good that Eagles team is and how just well-rounded that team is as a whole. So I think the Eagles are the best team with Hurts at quarterback, but San Francisco is definitely not far behind because that defense is nuts.
Yeah, Jerome's not seeing it. We do have plenty of weapons, and when Debo's in there, we're at full force, but we got plenty of weapons. And, Chris is saying Niners don't have the offense to compete with the Vikings. Dallas, but again, defense and running is.
I'll say the Vikings, first of all, the Vikings defense is so bad, it'll make San Francisco's offense look good.
The Vikings have the worst pass defense in the league, and they're actually underdogs this week against a 6-8 Packer team or whatever, 7-8.
I don't want to talk about the Vikings. All right, I just can't. I don't want to talk about it. I will tell you this. I'll tell you this. Give me Minnesota again. I guarantee you the Giants beat them again. I do not want San Fran. Please, dear God, no. But I will take the Vikings again because they can fall apart so easily.
61-yard. This guy has trouble with 50-yarders, and he bangs out a 61-yard field goal. I'm like, Nick, you must feel awful. I'm not even gonna.
I knew it was coming because it's just the way it goes. Like, you just knew it was coming. And thanks, Chris, for rubbing salt on the wound today. Appreciate it.
Really.
I know he's just kidding, but Oh, you had to send me the stat of, what was it, 5 games that have been lost by 61 yarders or more, and Giants lost 3. But like, I'm well aware. Believe me, I'm well aware.
Elliot, he's bringing up who did it about 5-6 years ago.
Thank you, Chris. You know what, Chris? This is wow.
Don't get her upset. We want her happy. She's looking sharp in her jacket over there, breaking out her winter wear and everything.
It's cold here. It's like 30 degrees. And actually, you know what? The other day it was like 12. 10.
Yo, you know what? For Florida, it got stupid cold. It was like 38, 39 degrees.
Oh, 30, 38.
And I was cold, man.
It's been cold everywhere. Like even here in Arizona, it got down to like 35. Like it was crazy.
Oh shit! Really? Nowhere safe. Yeah. Where can I go?
No. My peeps came down from New York too, and they were staying in a little bit south of Orlando. So still, Florida, obviously expected to be hot, and it was like 45 degrees. The kids are like begging to go in the pool. The pool was heated. Obviously, they still went in. They're freaking kids. They don't care. Chris, where are you? Minus 27.
Minus 27. Oh, he's in Canada.
That's right, Canada. Yeah, that's right, Canada.
That's crazy.
Right. Yep.
Snow in Miami.
I was actually making a joke. Like, where do you live, Canada? Yeah, actually.
Yeah, actually. Wait, it did not snow in Miami, right?
No, it didn't snow.
Okay.
I mean, if that happens, then we know that hell literally is freezing over. That's it. It's all over. There's nothing left to do. I got no gutsy putsy play for this week. It was holiday time. I didn't feel like calling anybody.
We're not doing the bragging rights either, right? Because I can't remember what I did 2 weeks ago.
No, not that. I can eat a little crow on the Bengals. I will tell you guys this because I didn't expect them to be this good. They are fucking good, and I can't wait for that Monday night matchup. That Monday night matchup with the Bills is going to be the freaking shit.
Wait.
Woo!
It is, yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the Giants game. I'm nervous, like I already want to throw up, but I am so excited for the Buffalo-Cincinnati game.
Who isn't? I mean, again, spotlight last Monday night game of the season. That's gonna be shit. But I mean, let's be real for a second. I mean, we do have to do a little bragging on the show, and I'm sorry, D, that it comes at your expense. But shit, I'm in the fucking fantasy finals in 2 fucking leagues, baby. I got in that shit. I am ready to go. I'm ready to take down the Real Deal Fantasy League against my man C-Lou. And I'm taking down the 3rd and 3 league against Fragmental out there, if he's listening. I know he threw some shade at me a little bit a couple of days ago. So we're going at it. Can't wait. All right. And D, just get ready to wire that money over to me, bro. All right.
The money is already set in the fantasy account, ready to go to the winner and second place person. Unfortunately, I won't be in that matchup. Fell short in the semifinal. All 3 leagues I was in. Fell short in the semifinals in all 3 of my leagues. So it's a tough week for me fantasy wise, but a good season. You can't be mad at a good season.
In the Real Deal League, let's just be real about this for a minute because I had was Keenan Allen. I'm like, I can't believe I'm actually still in this. Like Rodgers gave me enough because Jalen Hurts I couldn't play him. Jalen Hurts is out. So neither one of us really had that good of a week. We both got barely over 100. Nothing spectacular. But I needed Keenan Allen to basically get 100 yards or like 60 and a touchdown to win for the most part. And he just broke 100 yards, and you get that 5 bonus points. So that's how I jumped D. I beat him by 3. Fuck.
Also the Denver Broncos defense, which has been good for me all year.
Oh my God.
Gave up 1 million points. So they gave me a -4.
Yeah.
You
got
4. That's what really killed me because I thought for sure if they were still playing, still trying, I think they would have really shut the Rams down and I would have won. But they obviously were done with Hackett. So that's what killed me.
Yeah. Because that was, in my eyes, that was a good spot start. Like Denver's defense against the Rams and Baker Mayfield, like, okay, this should go pretty well. A couple of interceptions, maybe even a touchdown. Okay. But wow. So, I mean, you probably don't want to give me any advice, but I think I need to play Jerick McKinnon. But if I don't, do I roll with Cam Akers? Like, he's not going to do what he did last week.
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
Aren't they? They're playing the Chargers.
Yeah, they're playing the Chargers, who been playing better against the run as of late.
Yeah, they've been playing better against the run.
McKinnon's a machine, man. And the last time they played Denver, he kicked their ass like 3 weeks ago.
Yes. That's true. But Denver, that's a tricky thing now because Denver is going to have that new coach bump these last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're going to go out there and just, and ball out this week. That's a tough one. I would go McKinnon just because, again, you do have a better matchup against Denver and because Kansas City has so many weapons. like you just have, McKinnon could maybe be the one to get free. And with Akers going against the Chargers, I feel like that Chargers defense is really starting to lock in.
They're getting better. They're definitely getting better. And Brandon Staley's actually getting better as a coach. Can you believe he didn't go for it on that first drive when it was like 4th and 5? I couldn't believe he punted. I almost had a heart attack right on the spot. He punted on the first drive. It was only 4th and 5 from his own 45. I'm like, obviously this dickhead's going to go for it, but he didn't.
No, can you believe he did that warm up in public though? Like, come on.
No, geez. He is such a nerd, man. That's the thing with NFL now. You get like you're a nerd coach. Like him, Mike McDaniel, they probably like take computer class together in like 6th grade. I bet.
Half of these coaches, they look like they should be working at like Google Analytics or something.
Yeah, no shit.
That's NFL is going away from like the macho mentality, going more with like
like scientific,
smart guys. But you also still have to be able to relate to people. So I think that's a good thing with Mike McDaniel. Right. Mike McDaniel seems like he's that smart guy who still can relate to the players. He's like Brandon Staley as well. Staley's weird for sure though, because they asked him about his favorite Thanksgiving food. Did you guys see that?
No.
So he was like, "Oh yeah, my favorite Thanksgiving food is vegan steak or something like that." Like it was like a vegan.
What the fuck is vegan steak?
Doesn't make any sense. That's an oxymoron. It's like jumbo.
Don't talk, Jay. Mr. Oh, biscuits sound good. I don't want to hear it. Like,
well, come on. We're talking about steak right now. Everybody loves a fucking steak.
I know. Well, I don't know. Do you? Like, you don't.
Yes.
Yes. Like 3 years eating normal food.
Steak is the best, man. I eat
it is. I know. Like, but don't tell me you cook it to death and drown it in ketchup, though.
No. Oh God, no. I get one of those where I don't even need to put anything on my steak.
Yeah. No, you don't need it. Yeah.
No, that's the key. Not well done. I want juice coming out of it. I want it like on not dark red, but like pink.
Medium rare.
Yeah.
Like I do a medium.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, but don't say it like that's a given.
If you get a steak well done and it's like actual like good restaurant, you just committed a crime. I feel like you should go to jail for like 7 days.
Yeah.
Like really
think
think about your actions.
Like why do people put A1? What's with the A1 steak sauce? First of all, I tried it once and it was god awful. I mean, that's like a big deal. That company makes money. Holy shit.
They do. They obviously they do well. And the thing is, the only time I ever had A1 steak sauce, I was in the Navy and we had steak on the boat and I had to put an A1 sauce on it. As you can imagine, it wasn't the best steak. But that's the only time.
Like a London broil or something?
London broil is gross, man.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want is a London broil. Like if you're going to get
That's why A1 makes all that money because I think people don't know how to cook steak.
That's you got to cook it right. That's exactly true. That's a big thing. Don't like bake a steak, it goes
on the grill.
Yeah. You might do a little sear on the stove, but then you put it on the grill.
That's okay.
Yeah. We throw it.
You got a good fillet. You can, as long as you're in good shape, man.
But what is
this is why you come to the 33 podcast. You get football expertise, fancy football, and we tell you how to cook steak.
Yeah.
Who else is doing it?
Totally off course. That's again, we don't have a script, so we don't know what we're going to do. But this is what came up out of nowhere.
I would like to have steaks on Dee's boat. That sounds good.
Yes,
we're definitely going to do that one day. And like another tangent, last week the reason we weren't on, we did a family vacation. I had to fly to Miami actually, and flying to Miami. I was like, we need to get a private jet because I'm tired of airports altogether.
Airports. Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm so tired of airport. I feel like all the stress that you lose or that you relieve during a vacation, it all comes back when you go in the airport. Like the the stress relief, all your chi being centered, that's done when you get in the airport. It all leaves. So when this show blows up, which it will, we're going to get a 3rd and 3 jet for sure. Yes. And we're going to be able to share it and use it. But I'm done with airports. We got to make this blow up and work just so we can get a private jet.
I love it.
That's it. That's our motivation. We need a private jet. You travel a lot. I travel all the time for work. I can't fucking stand it, especially when you're doing like a quick work trip, right? Like let's say you're in Chicago for 2 days. Oh my, it's almost not worth it because of the airport and the Uber there and then back. And then you're at the airport for 3 fucking hours and then you're delayed all the time. You know what? I feel bad imagine if you were a Southwest customer this week. I'd straight up kill someone. I would. Yeah.
No, I would not be. See, I couldn't do that. I couldn't travel for work unless I was, a sports reporter. That would be the only way that I would be able to handle it. Be like, all right, at least I'm going to a game and I get to cover it. That would be cool.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine anything else that I would really want to travel for. Like, no, keep my ass at home. I mean, I travel. If I were going to a place for like a week, but not like this 1 or 2 day shit where I'm like on a plane the next day. That's too much for me.
And I should have called Jay and told him I was going to Miami Airport. Maybe he could have warned me about how ginormous Miami's airport is.
Yeah.
True, man. It's not set up right. When they put that together, it was like a kid was playing Legos and just fucking like blah. There we go.
Yeah, it's so crazy. The walk we took from getting in the airport to getting to American Airlines, and carrying bags. Yeah. Like it's a full workout. Like I felt like I just got down the Peloton. Like it was a full workout just going from there to point A to point B. It was absolutely nuts, man.
What airports like that? Salt Lake City's like that. It is literally like a 5-mile walk. I was like, I got my steps. This is like I was sweating. Like I work out all the time. I was like huffing and puffing, sweating. I'm like, this is fucking crazy. It's like 5 miles.
People who know their shit about Florida, people who travel to Florida a lot and go to Miami, they still come into Fort Lauderdale Airport because it is the most simplest airport you can imagine. When they made that was a fucking genius because it's perfect. Like, you know exactly where to go. You know exactly where everything is. There's an arrow pointing to this, that, and the other. It kills all other airports. I'm telling you, it should be ranked a lot higher on the airport list. It's not like I've seen that ever in my entire life, but I'm going to find out after this.
I'm definitely taking that to heart. And next time I come to Miami, when I come to visit Jay, I'm flying into Fort Lauderdale Airport because I can't do Miami International anymore.
It really is.
You got the nice side because you flew American, right? I think that's the hub. I usually take JetBlue from Newark to Miami. The shittiest fucking terminal. Like it is so horrible. There's nothing there. There's some I don't even know, random breakfast place. It's disgusting.
That's true. We did have lunch at TGI Fridays because we were at a nice terminal. So that part did work out. But the walk to get to the TGI Fridays, like by the time we got there, I ate a lot more than I normally would because I was so worked up.
How to replace the calories.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Sorry, everyone.
Right.
Airports, cruises, private jets.
We haven't spoken over a week, so we're trying to catch up over here.
Sorry. Is this a football show? I don't know.
Anyway, so back to football reality over here. Nikki, you're still kicking ass. I got to calculate the team leads, but you're still up by, I think, 9 or 10. So I got to calculate all that together. But the last time we did our picks was week 15. We all did really good. You both went 12-4. Nikki, you double locked. Dee, you triple locked. I went 14-2.
Oh my fucking God!
What? My office pool again. 2 out of 3 weeks.
Not
bad. And I did triple lock also, so it's a legit win. You know, I feel good about it.
You mean legit? Like
it's legit.
Would the two of us be like, "Oh, that was not legit"? Like
no, like having like the triple lock to cement it. You know what I'm saying? Because like if I don't get the triple lock. And if like one of you guys get the triple lock and have a good record, I feel like, they still triple lock, but anyway, still got that shit. And we have 2 weeks left. So D, you got 2 weeks left to either tie me or take the lead. That's how it's going to go down. All right. And as far as freaky fantasy football goes, Damian, you won last week. You had 90. I had 70, Nikki 62. So I got 6 and you both got 4. So either one of you can either tie, and then we have, the playoffs to get to, which will be the tiebreaker of everything. But so we're close in everything. It's all good, except Nikki's teams. They're killing us. We can't come back. We're not going to win.
You can't come back from this.
The team draft. Yeah,
the team draft. We're not going to win that one. So forget about it.
God. So D and I went 12-4. This is like the 5th time this has happened where D and I tie. And you beat us by like 1 or 2 games. So you must have your own like leaderboard with somebody that you speak to because
he's getting when we go on the Peloton and we speak secretly, there's somebody listening, giving pick. And he's like, I'm just make this one tweak. And I'm gonna win. That's what's happening right now.
Which instructor do you use all the time? Because maybe that's
I love it. Well, hey, listen, I'm finally making, better, you make better picks as the year goes on. We all did well, but we had our streak where we were all going like 9-6 or something like that.
We had that one bad week.
Now we're 12s and 4s and 14s and 2s, and shit, that 2 weeks ago I freaking nailed it. What was it, 13-0-1? This is a fucking giant Washington game. Jesus Christ. Almost nailed it.
Yeah. What was that one? Was it week 8 or week 9 is always a really bad week for us? Like we all do.
Yeah.
I went like 1 week like that.
Yeah, I had a couple. I don't know, I know I went 500 once or maybe twice this year, but bad. Not good. Not good. Well, speaking of making picks, let's do it. All right. So Thursday night, really not that big of a game because, again, it doesn't matter for Tennessee. They're hosting Dallas, where it doesn't really matter for them much either. They're going to be pretty much locked into that 5th seed for the most part. But they got to play the game, and Derrick Henry may not be playing the game, Damian. So that hurts them as much as Ryan Tannehill not being there, Malik Willis, a rookie quarterback, being in. Going against Dallas defense, which does not look like their defense lately. So this could be a get-right game for Dallas on the road. What do you think?
Yeah, Dallas should win this game very, very easily, especially if there's no Derrick Henry. That's the one thing that you're worried about is them running the ball. So I would go Dallas 28, Titans 10. Like it's going to be one of those. It's not going to be pretty.
Not having Derrick Henry sucks for me because in my 3rd and 3 league, D, as you know, I have Derrick Henry, and now I got to replace him with somebody else. So I'm going to have to talk to you guys again before this whole, fantasy shit is over. I need help with my other league. No Derrick Henry.
Why should we help you?
3rd and 3 family. Why should you not help me? You don't want me to. You don't want me to represent. No
competition.
Okay. So go ahead, root for Chris and root for Frank. Go ahead. That's it. Fine. I don't need to hear it. I'm picking the Cowboys also. 31-17. What do you got, Nikki?
Yeah. Give me the Cowboys. I have it 26-20.
All right.
You know what? Go ahead and lock it in for me.
Oh, yeah? You want to lock her in, huh?
Yeah.
That's a good lock.
Yeah, I feel like, you know what, D? I'll lock it with you. Why not? I haven't set my locks in, so that looks like a pretty comfortable one. No Derrick Henry, rookie quarterback who has not been playing well. It was 4 completions this year? Yeah, I'll go with Dallas on the lock it. All right, next game is a weird one. It's an interesting one, and it means nothing. Arizona's 4-11. Atlanta's 5-10, Nikki.
Yes.
Who wins this game, and do you have a reason why?
No. I will tell you that Atlanta averages 14 points a game, and Arizona averages 15.6 points a game. So probably evenly matched here. I'm just gonna go with Arizona because
they score more points.
Yeah, a little bit. I have it 20. They usually cover. They usually cover for me. So
well, that's funny you say that because I like them with their 3.5 points. Okay, yeah, we have a bet already. Beautiful, I like it. As far as the game goes, D, and not the betting side of it, do you like Atlanta or do you like Arizona?
I'm going with Arizona. I'll just steal Nikki's reason. Don't have any analysis on it. I'm just gonna go with Arizona.
I'm liking the Desmond Ridder to Drake London combination all of a sudden, and the fact that I think, but Atlanta's at home in this game, aren't they?
Yeah, Atlanta's at home.
Yeah, I'm gonna go against you guys. I'm gonna be the Lone Ranger on this one. I'll take Atlanta. I'll take them with their offense and Tyler Algier all of a sudden being a relevant running back. I don't know. Their offense can move the ball a little bit. At Arizona, I don't know. Tyler McSorley, are you freaking kidding me? I don't know. That doesn't do it for me. Next game, we have the Chicago Bears going to the Lions, who disappointed major last week when they played Carolina, who kicked the shit out of them. They ran for over 300 yards. What an embarrassment. Maybe good for me as I got David Montgomery in fantasy going against them this week. So hopefully a lot of yards for me. Justin Fields, he could probably run the shit out of the ball. This one's a tough call right here. Detroit needs this game. Chicago doesn't care. Is Detroit good enough to do that? Are they finally a team that can say, you know what? We're going to win this game because we're a better team. I think so. Chicago is not good. They're not scoring. They don't have a good defense. I'm going to say Lions win this game 30-23, D.
Yeah, I'm with you. I got Lions 28-21 for everything you said. Detroit can still score. Their defense was playing better until that Carolina game where Carolina just, like you mentioned, just punked them off the field pretty much. But yeah, Detroit will win this one 28-21.
All right. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, Detroit bounced back a little bit here. I have it 31-24.
31-24, she says. All right, Chris, good talking to you as always.
Hi, Chris.
31-24, who, Nikki? I'm sorry, Detroit?
Yeah.
Okay, you got Detroit. And let me see over here about that Atlanta thing. I wanted to see what Tommy has to say. Atlanta wins because Ritter has to get one before the season is over. All right, I'll take that reasoning too. Whatever works, I'll take whatever. Give me either answer. I think Atlanta wins that game at home. All right, next game, AFC South. Houston. Wow, they got their second win of the season against those freaking Titans. How about that? Jacksonville 7-8. Again, game doesn't really matter much, but I'm imagining they're going to play hard, not just for Doug Peterson, but to get ready for the Titans and to possibly win the AFC South and do the unimaginable. When we talked about them before the year started, guys, we all said Jacksonville will be like a 6-7 win team. And right now they got 7 wins. And hey, we didn't say they're going to win a division. We thought that the Colts are going to be a hell of a lot better than what they were. But here is Jacksonville right now on the road against Houston. Do they show up, Nikki, and say, we're not going to let this one just roll over. We're going to get ready for a big matchup title fight come week 18.
Yeah, I have Jacksonville winning it 25-19, and I'm going to lock in the Jags.
Ooh, okay. Okay, gutsy lock right there.
Yeah,
I like
a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
Gutsy lock. I'm going Jacksonville 24-17. I do think this is a good test game for Jacksonville. Like you said, because the way it's set up, the game doesn't truly matter. But Houston has been playing better lately. Even before that win against Tennessee, they pushed Kansas City to overtime. Who saw that coming? And they also pushed Dallas before that. So they've been finding kind of a groove late in the season. So I think they'll play as a division rival game. So I think it's going to be a close game. But I think Jacksonville pulls it out 24-17.
I will agree with you guys. I think Jacksonville actually wins pretty big. I'm scared to lock it in, but I feel like they're going to punish Houston and get ready for that game. So I'm going to go Jacksonville big time, 31-10. So remember that score, but I'm not locking it because I like 2 other games a little bit more, like this next one coming up where the Chiefs are playing the Denver Broncos. Man, what a joke. Gosh. Oh, my God. We already talked about it. So Nathaniel Hackett, he couldn't hack it, like Dee said, in week 1. I thought he was going to be fired in week 5, but they waited till week 17 to do it. He's a goner. Kansas City's 12-3. They want that number 1 seed, Nikki, don't they?
They do. They'll get it. I have this 34-17 Kansas City in my second lock.
All right. I'm going to just piggyback right off of that. I think I got the score 31-10, and I'm going to – same score as the other game, 31-10. D, I'm locking that in too.
Yeah, this one is a trifecta in this one as well. And I'm going 24-10, Kansas City, lock it in.
Locking it in. All right. You guys got 2.
This is what we call it a deadbolt.
Deadbolt.
Yeah, it's right.
Yeah.
The deadbolt.
I love it.
We need like a
oh man.
sound
Yeah,
effect.
we do need one of those, like
I gotta work on the sound
door
board.
closing type of sound effect. Yeah.
All right, D, get to work on that. D,
Yeah,
sound effect
tech department over
here.
here. That's right. Tech department. We need a call. That's right. We need to hire some people over here with all this money that we're getting. All right, Miami's on the road now. No Tua. Is that a problem? They go to play New England, put up a fight against Cincinnati. That was kind of surprising after being down 22-0. New England's tricky, man, D. I don't know what to make of them. I don't know if they're good enough to win this game. Ramondre Stevenson is banged up. Damian Harris is banged up, so I don't know how good they can run the ball. Their passing game is garbage. I feel like Miami's just a better team overall, even with Teddy Bridgewater coming in. So I got to think that Miami, especially the fact that they need this game so badly, I got to think they're going to win it. It'll be close, 27-24. Give me Miami.
Oh, this one is always one game that I have to go back and forth on. I call it my scratch off game, where I'm scratching on my piece of paper, going back and forth on it.
Yeah.
This was that one for sure. The whole Tua thing is throwing me off. Teddy is a good backup, but New England's defense has been good this year. Even in that game, they were able to make adjustments in the second half and not just get totally blown out by Cincinnati. So I'm going to take the Patriots. I'm going to take the Patriots in this one, 20-17.
All right. I don't blame you. I understand that. I mean, Tua's not playing, but Tua's, I think, 4-0 against New England, which means that they've been beating New England a lot lately, even in New England. Nikki, I'm going to stop saying New England now. What do you think happens in this game with the Dolphins and the Patriots?
I'm actually going to take New England to win this one. I, too, have it 27-24, but I just have New England.
You got it the other way. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. We move on. We see what we got next. We have your Giant game, Nikki, so you're going to take this. All right. They win, they're in, right? That's it, against Indianapolis, who is, complete freaking garbage? Like, for real, you guys don't win this game, you don't belong anywhere near the playoffs.
I agree with you. I agree with you. And you certainly don't want to leave it up to beating the Eagles in week 17 at Lincoln Financial, because that's just not going to happen. So this is like your easiest shot. And I was upset last week that they couldn't do it against the Vikings because Seattle and Detroit both lost. I was like, oh, perfect. And then, of course, we lose on another field goal. But they're home. So it's like, okay, if you're going to clinch the playoffs, you haven't been since 2016. How great to do it at home, hopefully. Win and you're in. I got to roll with my team on this one. You know, I do. I'm nervous for it, but I think it's 27-21 Giants.
Okay. I like the logic right there. I got a very, very close.
And I like Giants in the 3 to cover the 3.5.
Oh, you got 3.5?
Yeah.
3.5. That's tough right there. You see, I like the Giants to win, but I only like them by a field goal. I think it's going to be a tight game for some reason. I don't know why. But Indy, for some reason, I feel like they will hang around, but I think the Giants will squeeze it out. They'll win, but I'm afraid of that 3.5. But I do like your Giants this weekend, Nikki. So congratulations on making the playoffs, Steve.
Hey, I mean,
you can make this one a trifecta. I'm going with the Giants as well. 21-14. They should take care of business and beat the Colts. The Colts are done. I think Jeff Saturday will be back at ESPN pretty soon.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if they'll even take him back. They're probably embarrassed for hours. No, I'm just kidding. Love Jeff Saturday, but he got thrown.
He's a great analyst for sure. Yeah,
he got thrown into a bad situation. That was just unfucking fair. That was garbage right there.
Yeah, that really wasn't fair.
We all said it was bullshit. Like what the hell is this all about? Didn't make any sense. And obviously, it's showing that it doesn't make any sense. And I mean, how bad is it for him to come into the league and become the coach who blew the biggest lead in NFL history? You had a 33-point lead. You are forever stamped as the worst NFL head coach in that singular, and you've only been coaching for 15 fucking minutes, man. That shit is funny as hell. But damn. All right, whatever. Moving on. D, your team's up, New Orleans and Philly. I feel like New Orleans and Philly play all the time, but here they go. It's a little bit different this time around, but Gardner Minshew seems to be the guy again. And you guys are still going with Andy Dalton. I can't figure out why, but for fantasy,
I know.
I hope that Taysom Hill has a big role in this game, because I am going to start him at tight end in the Real Deal Fantasy League. So I really hope he has a big game for us over here. But they're playing Philly, and Gardner Minshew showed that they can score a lot of points, but they gave up a lot of points, D. So do you guys have a shot?
This is going to be, normally a fan wouldn't say this, but I hope that the Eagles just put us out of our misery. Because now Saints fans are getting hope, because we have an outside chance of winning the division still, because the NFC South is so bad. If we win and Carolina beats Tampa Bay, then next week we actually have a chance to win the division. And Philadelphia put us out of our misery, which they should. They should go ahead and they should do this. I got Philadelphia 24-14 in this one. We beat some bad teams like Cleveland. I don't know how Cleveland couldn't do anything in the second half against us. Like we've been lucky, and we need to lose and not make the playoffs, because I don't want the front office to get confused about anything. I don't want them to think that any of this was successful that we did this year. I don't want them to be confused about any of this. I want them to learn a hard lesson and know that we have to do a reboot going into next year, because I don't want any, Andy Dalton led us to the playoffs. I don't want any of that. Yes, I don't want that. So go ahead and put us out of our misery, Philadelphia, please.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So D's got Philly putting them out of his freaking misery. And yes, end the season for the New Orleans Saints right now. I don't know what this was all about, but they even were able to make Alvin Kamara look bad, which is hard to do. Yeah, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Why are they just rolling with Andy Dalton all the time? Like,
James just came out and said that when he went to the bench because of his back injury, he was told that he would have the starting job back. And normally if you lose your job to injury, that means that the starter has balled out. Like they just went absolutely nuts. And even you would understand, like, okay, I see what they're doing. But Andy Dalton didn't go nuts. Andy Dalton went Andy Dalton. And it's not like he did anything special. So I didn't understand why Jameis didn't get a second chance. Hopefully Jameis gets a chance somewhere else. I know he's under contract for 2 years, but hopefully if, we're going to stick with Dennis Allen and Dennis Allen is done with him, just let Jameis go somewhere else and have a chance somewhere else. But we have to just reboot and get a new quarterback, do all those things with the Saints this year. Like I said, that's why Philadelphia needs to go ahead and just put us out of our misery now.
I'm saying, man. And you know what? You guys are right there on offense. I hate to say, quarterback away. I don't want to say that anymore, because that's been proven wrong in a lot of places right now. But you guys are a good team, but that defense is going to start wearing out in the next couple of years, man. So that window is starting to close, bro. Guys got to get that shit together. I think Philadelphia does win. I think the defense is really pissed off about what Dallas did to him, putting up fucking 40 points on him. So I think Philly comes back a little bit stronger on D this week, Nikki. I think that Eagles win this game 27-19.
Yeah, I think Philly wins. They're pissed off, and I believe they can clinch home field advantage if they beat the Saints. So they have motivation, unfortunately. So I have a 28-20.
All right, 28-20 it is. All right, going to our next one. We have now this one's interesting because Carolina beat Tampa Bay earlier this year. The game was in Carolina, but Carolina really beat them up. The Panthers just shocked them, and that was with PJ Williams at the time and freaking Deontay Foreman had a huge game. They just ran all over the place, kind of like what they did to the Lions. Maybe they got a chance of doing that again this week, Nikki. Now, Tampa Bay is the host. They are 7-8. Carolina controls their own destiny. If they beat Tampa Bay this week and then win the following week to close it out against New Orleans, I think it is. Am I right about that?
Yeah, that's why I need Philadelphia to beat us. Because if we win, Carolina wins. Next week, Carolina, New Orleans could be for the division.
Right.
So I don't need that to happen.
Oh, no. We Saints fans can't have any hope. D does not want you to have any hope. Don't get it twisted over there.
Yeah, I think somehow Tampa Bay will pull this one out 19-16. But I wouldn't be shocked if Carolina runs all over them again because you know what? Tampa Bay's offense. You know what? I'm changing my pick. I'm picking Carolina. Tampa Bay sucks, man.
Yeah, no, Tampa Bay's not a good football team. I need people to understand that. They're not good at football. They just happen to be able to get these comeback victories over teams who don't know how to close it out. My Saints, they didn't know how to close that game out. The Cardinals didn't know how to close that game out. They should honestly be like 5-11 right now or 5-10. They shouldn't be 7-8.
They suck.
Yeah, they're bad. And they've gotten so I'm going Carolina as well. Yeah, I'm going Carolina as well. I think Carolina's going to go ahead and win this division and be an interesting playoff team now. I think Carolina's going to be interesting. So give me Carolina.
Yeah. Sam Darnold. Jet fans are going to shit themselves if they don't make the playoffs and Sam Darnold is in there.
My God.
Holy back page news Batman. That would be nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Woo. Yeah. Damn, Carolina. Nikki, do you think they can beat the Bucks?
I do. Make it a trifecta. Yeah. I think Carolina, I got a 23-22, but I think Carolina just runs all over them.
Let me give you my score 20-13 Carolina.
2013. All right. I got it 19-16. The Panthers are going to beat Carolina. The Panthers are going to beat Tampa Bay. Tom Brady, let's go. It's over. Stop. Don't come back next year. This is it. They've shown you that you are finished. Okay. You are the GOAT. You are everything. You are the man, but you're done. It's over. You look old.
That's the bad part though, because he's hearing people like you say that. He's gonna come back next year.
His bones doesn't matter. His bones won't allow him to at this point. He's gone way too vegan to the point where he's got no protein.
I know. Talk about needing a steak. Oh, he would know what a vegan steak is. I bet
he probably would.
My God,
he probably has a vegan steak with like avocado sauce on top.
Get him the old 96 pounder right now, 96 ounce or whatever the fuck it is from the Great Outdoors.
He looks like he's 96 pounds. Listen, you guys know I love him. He's my list is long, but he's always number one. Well, have a burger a little bit.
You don't look right, man. You don't look right. It looks old.
Yeah. Let's just suck it in. Beef up a little bit.
That looks strange. That is not good.
Because I'm sure he cares what I think. Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe he's got an ego. I have no idea. But
we all like does care. He's like, first of all, New York Giants queen.
Yes.
Is saying things about me. I have to listen. Okay. You're definitely famous in Giants world for sure.
In Giants world, I'll roll with you on that one. Yeah.
You got to get yourself there, so use it. Let people know Brady, okay, with one way or the other. But let them know your partner said he's freaking done. Ski out of here. Finished. Guy can't complete a pass over 5 fucking yards.
He'll come back though. I feel like he'll come back because there's no number. I actually had this conversation over Christmas. It's like there's no number for this guy. I don't think it's number of Super Bowls. I don't know what it is. Just the drive to be insane every day. I don't know.
He loves it.
You have to be crazy. You have to be crazy to play football this long. Playing basketball this long, I can see. I mean, like LeBron wants to play as long as possible. I can see that. But with Brady to play football this long, you've made all the money. You have a 9-figure contract waiting on you once you retire.
Yes.
I think people have forgotten about that. He has that waiting on him once he retires.
Not hurt. He's not hurt. Oh, he's healthy right now until, God forbid, the wrong thing happens. I mean, get out.
Yeah. It's everybody who's saying like it's time for me to go. But he also I heard a stat today that officially today he spent exactly half of his life in the NFL and half not in the NFL.
That's amazing.
No.
Yeah,
that really is amazing. I mean, look, I give him all the respect in the world. I mean, he's incredible. I mean, look, guys went to 10 Super Bowls and he won 7 of them. Who the fuck does that? But that's it. It's done. You know, he won one with Tampa Bay amazingly when he was 43. That is amazing. They had that run there. Yeah. But before that, you know, those New England teams were yada yada. They hadn't won once since they beat Atlanta. You know, come on, it's over. He's done a lot of great things, but please stop it. It actually hurts to watch him play now and watch him get so upset like a cranky baby. Like,
the thing is, people are going to keep it alive because he has these games where he makes these comebacks against the crappy teams like my Saints and the Cardinals. And people are like, "Oh, it's the Tom Brady magic," when it was more of the team, you know, shit in the bed instead of him doing something magical.
Yeah, I mean, you're coming back, you're winning games 19-16, not like you're coming back winning them 35-33 or something like that. You know, like putting on a show. It's a joke, man. Whatever. I'm done watching him. I like I said, I give him all the respect in the freaking world, but I'm done with Brady.
It's like you don't want to watch we grew up watching him and Peyton Manning and you know, you remember watching Peyton Manning that last Super Bowl. I mean, it was just like, oh my God. Painful. I mean, it's painful. Like you almost don't want to watch the greats like deteriorate like that. And I know they keep going well beyond like what they want to do, but it's sad to watch.
It is. Think about like Roy Jones Jr. in boxing, D. When he got knocked out by Tarver, like I was like, what the fuck just happened right there? And it's like, was he too old? Was he done? Should he have stopped? You know, just one example, like boxers, that happens to a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Me being a big boxer fan, I can name, a bunch of them that went on way too long. And you definitely don't want to see, especially like for a kid that looks up to those people. Like for me, Roy Jones Jr. was everything. One of the reasons that he was the reason I fell in love with boxing. So when he got knocked out, I was 14 years old. So that was like seeing Superman get knocked out. Like it was, oh my God, this is nuts. And you don't want to see that. There's kids right now look at Tom Brady. They don't want to see Tom Brady, deteriorate in front of their eyes. So I think he should hang it up right now.
Right. And be all cranky while he's doing it.
No, but that's the funny part. That makes great memes and gifts and
To me, I'm like this old man. Yeah, that's what I keep thinking about. I'm like this cranky old man who's going through life problems as well, which is legit and real. And I think that may be carrying on the field sometime. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know how a team drops off so far from where they were even last year. They were a good team. I don't know what happened. But anyway, we talked about Tom Brady enough. I mean, he gets talked about all over the fucking world. So forget about TB12 right now, and let's go to 6-9 Cleveland against 7-1 Washington, which might be the most interesting game of the freaking week. Cleveland again. It's Sean Watson is their quarterback because people might have forgot this because they've been playing like so shitty over the past 2 or 3 weeks. But he's there, and maybe they're getting it more together on offense. I know Nick Chubb can run against Washington D. I think. Look, in Washington, they're still in the playoff hunt. Obviously, they need to basically win out, which they're capable of doing, I think. But they got to win this game at home against Cleveland, and it's not going to be easy.
It's not, and they're no longer going my guy T. Henney. Carson Wentz was announced as a starter.
That's right.
So that's going to be interesting to see if Carson Wentz is ready to take on the responsibility of getting the team into the playoffs. I'm going to go with Washington because Cleveland's been so bad. Like I watched that game against the Saints. The fact that they looked that bad against the Saints, I think that they're going to look even worse against Washington. So give me Washington 17-13, an ugly game, but I think Washington wins it.
I think matchups are everything, man. And I think that this is a game where Deshaun Watson can throw the ball and actually can win. Cooper right now is questionable with something, but, Peoples-Jones and Njoku, again, you can run the ball with Hunt and Nick Chubb. I don't know. I kind of like Cleveland this week, and I feel like, maybe they can get after him on defense. I don't know. I like Cleveland for some reason. I think they win it 24-18, Nikki.
I think the Commanders' defense is just going to give the Cleveland a problem. It's pretty good. Pretty good defense. I think they're a little underrated. So I have Washington 23, Cleveland 21. But this is one of those games where like I could see Cleveland pull out a win. Just
okay.
Because I don't really trust Wentz. Like, I think they're better off with Heineke. But hey, you know what? Division rival. Go ahead, roll with Wentz. Go ahead.
Look, Terry McLaurin is their top receiver, and he's got no rapport with Carson Wentz at all. And that worries me right there. What are they going to do? They're going to try to run the ball all day.
Why are you going back to Wentz? Like like Heineke gets in there and he does something for that offense.
Yeah,
like,
and the team likes him. Yeah, I agree. I don't understand this at all. I really don't.
They feel like the defenses are starting to get the tape on T. Henne, and with Heineke, he doesn't have that extra gear. We know at Wentz that he's not consistent at all, but he does have that extra gear where he can make those special plays. And Heineke doesn't have that arm talent to do that. So I guess that's from that standpoint, I can see it because you might need a special play or two. But the thing is, with Wentz, he can give you that special play, and then the next play, something extremely ball-headed. So that's where you're taking a chance with Wentz.
I don't know. With Heineke in there, man, they've given themselves a chance to actually be in the playoff discussion. To me, it's just it's stupid. I don't know. It's just my opinion. But I understand what you're saying. I get it. But I don't know. This next one is, again, no reason to try to understand it. 49ers versus Vegas. There was no Derek Carr. Jared Stidham, the quarterback. Derek Carr will be off the Raiders next year. They are legitimately benching him, like sitting him. He will be in street clothes. He will not be playing the next 2 weeks no matter what happens at all. All right, they'll get a guy off the street before they play Derek Carr, which tells me that Derek Carr is done with the Raiders organization for good now. We'll find out where he goes. I'm already calling Jets. That's where I think it's going to happen, but we'll have that conversation another time. As for this game, my 49ers better fucking win this game. You better. I mean, I don't want – if they go into Vegas and lose this game, that I'll get really upset because that'll mean that Brock Purdy got scared. That's something frightened him, and now he doesn't have that confidence, and he's going to turn back into Mr. Irrelevant. They need to win this game, and you know what? He needs to play well enough to not show the team, but for his own confidence, because he really is going to need that going into the playoffs against a better team. So you know what? Better win this game. I think they do. Again, Jared Stidham in there makes me want to lock it up. 49ers 33-20. Again, I'm locking that game in, Ding.
Yeah, I'm locking it in as well. Clink, clink, San Francisco 28-7.
All right, 28-7. Nice. I'll take that blowout right there. What do you think, Nikki?
San Fran 27-19.
All right. Let them win whatever way they freaking can. Nikki, you still got a lock left as we go to the next game, and let's see if she'll lock this one. I don't know. It's the New York Jets, and I don't think that Mike White is playing. I think it's going to be the Zach Wilson show again, which is
Mike White is playing.
Is he playing?
He's cleared. Yeah, he's cleared to play.
Okay, well, that's a different story. That's a bit of a different story. Seattle is tough enough to put up a game. They're both 7-8. I don't know, Nikki. So this one is interesting. It's now that Mike White is definitely playing, which I didn't know that until you guys really said it. Makes me think a little bit more because that offense plays a little bit better when he's in there.
Yeah, they do. It's like it's a shitty trip for the Jets. I mean, then you think like Geno Smith hasn't been playing well the past couple weeks, but it's okay. Seattle's 3-4 at home. It is tough to play in Seattle. I went back. This is the one game. We all have that one game where you go back and forth. Your scratch game, you call it. This was mine because I really just don't know which way to go here. I'm going to edge to Seattle. Just it's tough to play there, and they are the home team, but barely. Like I think we're like something close, 28-24, something close like that. I can see the Jets winning this game easily.
They could, and they got to go all the way across the country to do it.
Yeah.
Let's see how much of a factor that is, if it's a factor at all for the Jets at this point in the season. I think that Seattle is good enough where they can score on New York, but New York really can't do much scoring. So I can even see, a turnover for Seattle by Diggs or something like that, their Pro Bowler who's going. I like Seattle, guys. I'm going to go with Seattle 23-21, D.
I'm going to go with the Jets in this one. I think Mike White has their offense good enough to where they can win this game. Their defense is still very good. Seattle's offense has been very, very bad lately, and I think that continues against the Jets. So I'm going 17-9 New York Jets.
Oh, okay. You have low scores this week, D.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't even see this comment before. when we were talking about you're talking about special plays from Carson Wentz. What special plays falling from grace? Carson Wentz hold on to the ball way too long. Yeah,
that's all very true. I'm just saying from Washington's perspective, we know Wentz has more arm talent than he's more naturally talented than Tyler Heineke. So I think that they're looking at it from that standpoint. Maybe he can make those plays that Heineke can't. Even though Heineke has made several plays, the reason that we had that tie was because Heineke made plays in that fourth quarter to keep that game going. Yeah. So Heineke definitely can do it, but I think Wentz, they're going with the more naturally talented guy, which again is a confusing decision. I'm just playing, I guess, Commander's advocate. Well,
there you go. And it's a legit answer right there. It's legit, but I had to get that comment in, no doubt. This game next is very tough to pick. It's Minnesota at Green Bay. And you see why Green Bay has a shot in this game, especially if Christian Watson is healthy. I'm hearing he's got a little bit of an issue right now, but if he does play, they can pass the ball. Romeo Doubs is healthy, their other rookie. Alan Lazard is healthy. Let's see if Tanya gets involved. That's the way that they're going to beat Minnesota if they're going to win this game right here, because Minnesota cannot stop the pass at all. And Green Bay's passing game has gotten better. Is it great? No, but I think it's good enough where they can actually get a win over here, and Green Bay's secondary can play well enough where they probably will double Justin Jefferson if they're smart about anything, and maybe try to get Rasul Douglas, matched up one-on-one with TJ Hawkinson, and let Adam Thielen, do his thing, which won't be much of anything. I think Green Bay matches up well over here. That's why I'm going to take him, Nikki. I like him 24-23.
Yeah, Green Bay still has a chance. I mean, Justin Jefferson is just – I thought the Giants did a real good job trying to shut him down as best as possible, and he still had a great day. So they're really going to have to come with a great defensive game plan for him. But Aaron Rodgers – under Matt LaFleur is 15-0 in December. So, and he's got a little bit of life in him. I feel like we're going to get this playoff push Aaron Rodgers. So I'm going to go Green Bay 31, Minnesota 24.
I dig it. Okay. And I like the stats to back it up, D.
I do. You can make this a trifecta. I'm going with Green Bay as well. 30-27. I think it's a shootout. And Minnesota, let me ask you a question. Can you call a 2-seed Fugazi?
I
mean, you can. You have a reason to do it. We're going to answer Patrick's question in a second, but you can,
yeah. I feel like if a 2-seed can be Fugazi, Minnesota is as close to Fugazi as you can get for a 2-seed. We've all heard the stats about the point differential is only +2, which is crazy for a team with 12 wins. That there's only +2 point differential, and they've been so lucky in some of these games. First of all, how do you get down? The comeback was incredible, but how do you get down by 33 points to the Colts in the first place, right? And then in the Giants game, they get the 61-yarder. They had the kicker had to bail them out. There's so many things that go their way for some of these wins. We mentioned the Buffalo game. We talked about that a few weeks back. All the things that had to go wrong for Buffalo to lose that game.
They set a record this year, D. They have 11 games. They're 11-0 in games that are decided by one score. 11.
They get lucky a lot.
Yeah, that's crazy. That amount of luck is nuts. And I do agree with Nikki. If I get Giants and Minnesota first round, I would probably take the Giants. I think the Giants would be able to take them. Now, if it's Washington, I don't know, right?
Yeah.
So that's where they could make it to second round. But I can easily see a 7-seed beating them as a 2-seed. I feel like this could be a 2-seed that's very, very vulnerable.
Okay, well, we're gonna talk a hell of a lot more about the playoff picture next week. It'll be a lot clearer, and we'll see who's going to be in, be out, and what happens over this week. And then Patrick, we did talk about the Eagles Saints game. We all like Philly in that game, even with Gardner Minshew. And D is a Saints fan. He just wants the fucking season to be over. He wants to be put out of his misery already. So
I do. I want to get it done with. Put us on our knees and shoot us in the back of the head.
That's it.
Wow. Oh God! Even on the Giants' worst years, I don't even think I was like that. Okay.
He's had enough, man. He is done. He is done. I understand. I've been there. I've had those.
Yeah, because not only are we bad, but we're boring. Usually, if you have a bad team, they could be a
really struggle.
Yeah, but we're bad and boring. Yes.
You would think if you had the Red Rifle, you'd be interesting. But no, that's just a cool nickname for a guy who doesn't deserve it. That's all.
No, see, had that song a few years ago, Bad and Bougie. No, we're bad and boring. That's what
Boring as hell, man. Yep. Unfortunately, you are. This next game, I don't know if it's going to be boring all of a sudden. Baker Mayfield putting up 51 fucking points and Cam Akers on my bench scoring 3 touchdowns. All right. So it's LA versus LA. Obviously, there's no home field advantage over here. I mean, neither one of them really have that many fans to begin with, but the Chargers are considered the home field team. The Rams are 5-10. The Chargers are 9-6. Chargers have made the playoffs. Yes, they have clinched. They are already in with the Brandon Phaleys. The Fighting Phaleys have made it. I think they win this game, Nikki. They're a better team than the Rams. I don't think the Rams are going to pull, a rabbit out of their asshole again like they did last week. 27-20. Give me the Chargers.
Rabbit out of their asshole. Shoot you guys in the back of the head. This show has been
all sorts
a classic 3rd and 3 show right here. Yeah, Justin Herbert's like heating up. You know what I mean? Like he's always like been warm. I feel like now he's really like starting to heat up. So I'm gonna take the Chargers on this one. I'm gonna lock the Chargers in 24-20.
Ooh, that's a lock.
Locking in the Chargers. Okay.
Locker room. Get out of the boys' locker room. Locking that shit in. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe I want to be in the boys' locker room. Yeah.
Only if it has her 20 top 5 guys.
Yes.
In the locker room, which she went into the locker room.
Yeah.
And then her husband.
I'm gonna go with the Chargers as well. 28-14. I think the Rams had their one big win. Denver allowed them to have their moment of the year, and that's it.
Moment of the year.
Moment of the year. That's all they got. All right, done there. Patrick talking about your game over there real quick, saying missing Lane Johnson. Yeah, that's true. The Eagles are really banged up right now. They're missing Lane Johnson. And
no, that's the thing. The Saints are going to play hard and make it competitive. Like I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I said 24-14. It's going to be a competitive game.
Yeah, let's try to win.
The Eagles are going to pull away in the 4th quarter, I believe. But I think it's going to be a competitive game. And that injury is big. And without Jalen Hurts has given us fits when we played the Eagles. So without Jalen Hurts out there, I think their run game won't be as effective because the Saints defense has been better as of late against the run. Shut down Chubb against the Browns. So that's why I'm scared, because I don't want us to mess around and get some upset. And next thing you know, next week we're playing for the division. I don't want that to happen.
Would you rather be in the playoffs and not be in the playoffs, though?
That's I really, because the thing is, if we make the playoffs and we mess around, we get Dallas. And like Nikki said, Dallas is known to mess around and choke in the first round. So we mess around, we make it to the divisional round. Now people are like, oh my God, the Saints made it to the divisional round.
Yeah.
We got to go into next year with Andy Dalton as quarterback. It's going to lead to a lot more mistakes for the future.
What if it's this? What if it's this, Steve? I almost called him Neil O'Donnell. Jesus Christ. What's his fucking name? What's the idiot? Dalton.
Oh.
Let's say, God forbid, he gets hurt. You never want anybody to get hurt.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston comes in. Now he saves the fucking day. And the story of the fucking year comes around. Jameis Winston takes the Saints to the playoffs.
That would be amazing.
Okay.
But I don't want us to be led by the red pistol into the playoffs.
The red water gun.
And then people are believing that this is success and that Dennis Allen did a good job. I need them to really be hit by this, of how bad a job this season was, and not be sugarcoated by it.
All right, let's say that does happen. Let's say the Saints get the Cowboys. Let's say they beat the Cowboys. Cowboys get bounced in the first round. Who's more fugazi, the Vikings or the Saints in the postseason?
Oh God,
the Saints are more fugazi than the Vikings, but the Vikings are definitely fugazi for sure, though.
It's too bad. The Saints really, they honestly had potential this year and just went right down the bet. Michael Thomas again getting hurt for the entire year, and it just didn't work out. It's too bad. Too bad. What are you going to do?
Yeah, let's hit the reset button. Let's get ready for next year.
Yeah, get ready for next year. They're definitely not a Super Bowl team, that's for sure.
Yeah.
They're really not. That would be one of the most amazing things that ever fucking happened. Even I would love it. All right, we got 2 more games to go. Sunday Night Football, Pittsburgh, Baltimore. It's always a big deal, and it still is. Believe it or not, Pittsburgh is still alive for the playoffs. Oh my God!
God, again?
How?
How? And that's the thing. Like I'm just glad that 2 of the playoff spots are locked, so I can't lose.
Yeah,
my bet.
Right.
I can't lose my bet.
Lose the bet. Exactly. That's exactly right. It's either going to be Miami or maybe Pittsburgh, but it could be somebody else.
But it won't be both. So I won't have to do the hot dog glizzy drinking of the beer. I won't have to do that.
All the 5 spots are locked up, like we talked about before. You got Buffalo, Kansas City, whoever comes out of the South. Then you got Cincinnati And
Baltimore's locked it in.
Baltimore, yeah. And Baltimore's locked in, exactly. So there you go. All right. So here we go. Pittsburgh, Baltimore. Nikki, you want to kick it off with this game over here? Baltimore is the home team. They're going to be without most of their stars. They don't really need to do anything. They're locked in, like we talked about. So they don't have to play anybody, and Pittsburgh can take advantage of that.
Yeah, but I think that they can still win the division, right? And try to get home field advantage. So, I mean, they got something to play for, right? Nobody's locked that division yet.
Yeah, I mean, you're 100% right. I mean, they're only one game behind Cincinnati, so you're absolutely right.
So I think, this is the classic rival game, one of the best ones, in the NFL. I'm glad it got flexed, so we can watch this on Sunday night. I'm going to go Baltimore. I'm going to go 21-17, but in no way, shape, or form would I touch it, lock it, look at it, bet it. I ain't doing none of that. No.
Yeah, this is a game you don't bet.
Game. No.
Pittsburgh, Baltimore, you don't bet. You just watch, and you see people get carried out on stretchers, which is going to happen in a very low-scoring game, in my opinion. But I think the Steelers actually do win this one. I think that, Baltimore's offense is not doing anything, and the Steelers' defense is actually getting better, and their offense is starting to score more points. But again, I think we're going to see a lot of field goals. Look for Tucker and, oh my God, Pittsburgh's kicker. Why can't I think of his name right now?
I'm not going to lie, I have no idea who's.
I can't believe I can't think of it right now. Whatever. I like Pittsburgh's
kickers.
13.
But yeah, I'm going with Baltimore in this one, 17.
Oswell. Right?
Okay.
Oswell? Yeah. I gotta look it up. Fuck.
I'm gonna go with Baltimore in this one, 17-13. I do think it's one of those knockdown, drag out fights, and because Pittsburgh still has a chance to save the streak for Mike Tomlin, so I see they're gonna be fighting. They're gonna be fighting to continue to keep that streak going. Which is nuts. It's nuts that they have a chance to do that. But I don't think they're gonna sneak into the playoffs. So I do think Baltimore go ahead and win this game, and it'll be very interesting now because that Monday Night Football game is going to be even more important because Baltimore is going to win.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Didn't this happen to Pittsburgh last year? Didn't they need something had to happen with Tennessee and Jacksonville? All this shit had to happen, and it happened.
Pittsburgh beat Baltimore in that game.
Yeah.
In the very last game of the season.
Because the Colts, all the Colts had to do was beat Jacksonville, and they lost to Jacksonville.
Right. Okay.
Or just beat the Raiders the week before. I was thinking about that earlier.
True. Yeah, they lost the last two games, and all they had to do was win one of them.
Terrible. And by the way, it is Boswell. Chris Boswell is the kicker for the Steelers. I'm proud of myself for remembering that.
He's been the kicker for a while. I should have known that.
Yes, he has been the kicker for a while, but sometimes you just forget. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, funny how the brain works. Right, let's talk about that game, all right? The Monday night game, Buffalo in Cincinnati. I love it, man. This is a great fucking matchup. I mean, wow. Could be AFC, title game right there. One of these teams could represent the AFC in the Super Bowl, guys, man. I take home field out of it. I don't think that matters that much when you have two awesome football teams like this. I really don't think home field really makes a difference. So I look at it. What do they got? Cincinnati's got more firepower. Buffalo's defense is not exactly what they were without Von Miller. They don't have a great secondary, but Tre'Davious White is back. He's not going to be able to take care of Jamar Chase all by himself, but you add in the fact that they got T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. Hayden Hurst, no problem, not in there. Joe Mixon, big factor at running back. Does Buffalo have that now, Nikki, with James Cook, Devin Singletary? Can they put up enough? And they got Stephon Diggs, obviously. Gabriel Davis, he doesn't show up in every game. No. And then you got to hopefully rely on Isaiah McKenzie. We got a lot of firepower in this game. So the question is, what defense is going to do a better job? To me, I think the Bengals do because I like Lou Anarumo and I like his in-game adjustments. So even if Buffalo is up by a touchdown, Nikki, and by halftime, I think Cincinnati, will adjust, and the Bengals will figure it out defensively and score enough points to beat Buffalo. So that's my rationale right there.
Yeah, so Bengals have won 7 in a row. And I feel like they've done that quietly, and they've covered the spread 7 times.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know. This feels like AFC divisional matchup preview right here for me. Of course, I'm going to roll with Cincinnati. I just think they're doing this so quietly, and they're kind of flying under the radar. And Buffalo's had some not great games. They've lost 2 road games, so I'm going to go Cincinnati. What do I have? 31-28. I'm going to take the over on this one. It's 49 and a half.
Cool. Yeah, I got 30. I got the same score as you, 31-28. So I would take the over as well. That could be, bets Yeah, Cincinnati has won 7 in a row in the AFC, doing it very quietly, like the 49ers have won 8 in a row in the NFC. And not many people even realize that either, as Brock Purdy's been the quarterback for the last couple of games. Anyway, D, do you agree with us here?
I'm going to go Buffalo in this one. I think that it's going to be a crazy shootout, Monday Night Football classic game. We talk about years from now. I'm going Buffalo 35, Cincinnati 34. I think it's going to be one of these crazy game. And you're going to see like a game-winning pass from Josh Allen to Diggs or to maybe even Davis to end the game, with seconds left. Something crazy like that's going to happen in this one. This is going to be a classic matchup. Hopefully I'm not overshooting it and it's a horrible game. But I think it's going to be a classic
good game.
Yeah, I don't think this game can possibly suck. I don't think there's any way this game can be bad. Neither team is going to get blown out. Nothing like that. We're going to get a great game.
And Monday Night Football hasn't really gotten games like this. So maybe the NFL is finally being nice to ESPN and gave them a game like this. Because normally this is Sunday Night Football. Normally Sunday Night Football gets this.
That's true.
So
it's true.
Glad that Monday Night Football is getting this. Because honestly, I can't even remember the last time I was like really tuned in for a Monday Night Football game. Like the last time I was like, ooh, Monday Night Football. I can't remember the last time I felt like that. So Buffalo, Cincinnati is the first time I feel like that in a while. I think it's going to be a classic game.
Major matchup over here, man. This is one not to be missed. You're going to have to stay up late. This game might go into overtime. You may be up until midnight watching this game.
You're going to have to stay up late. We told you so.
You're
staying up late. That's it.
Yeah, you guys on the East Coast definitely got to stay up late for this one for sure.
Tell your boss that you're not going to make it in the next day. Just get it out of the way. Do it. Man, okay, so
wait, it's New Year's Day, right? Oh no, sorry. Everybody's go back.
The day after, yeah.
No.
Yeah,
New Year's Day is observed on that Monday because it's on a Sunday. So some people may be off. So yeah.
I'm not. I can't complain though. I've been off all week. I am happy as fucking hell. So I don't care that I'm going back on New Year's, the day after New Year's. No big deal for me. Anyway, all right, we picked all the games, so now we got to pick our winners over here. Nikki, you said you liked a couple of games early. What were you talking about?
So I like the over in Cincinnati Buffalo. I like the Giants to cover 3.5, and I like Carolina and the 3.
So Giants plus 3.5, and what was the last one? Carolina.
3. I would take the 3. Yeah,
I think we all like that. I really like the over Cincinnati Buffalo. The Giants by 3.5. They got.
I know you guys don't like that, but
yeah, I don't love that one. D, what do you got?
I like Carolina plus 3, so I think we can go ahead and put that into our parlay.
Yep.
3. I like Buffalo Cincinnati over 49.5, so I think we go ahead and put that one in there as well.
Oh.
And I know that Nikki doesn't like betting on her team, but I like the Giants. Is it minus 3.5 for the Giants? I like the Giants minus 3.5.
Yeah.
You're not.
Jay doesn't like it. I like it too. He doesn't like it.
Yeah. I don't love it because sometimes the Giants play down to their competition. That's what I'm afraid of.
Not this week.
They do tend to play close games. They do. I agree with that.
They do.
What about Chargers at 6.5 against the Rams?
I don't hate it. I got the Giants winning, so I don't hate it. What would you say the Chargers?
The Chargers. Yeah, 6.5 minus 6.5.
Sneaky one right there. The Chargers aren't scoring a lot of points. Their offense has not been doing things. I don't really.
Yeah, they need more speed on the outside. Like they have good receivers, but no one that like really stretches the field, and you could use Justin Herbert's incredible arm for. Like they need some more speed.
I like the over in that game, though. I like the over, which is only 41. The Rams and the Chargers only 41. I think that game goes over.
Okay.
I like Cincinnati's getting a point, but you like Buffalo, so forget that. You like the Jets, so yeah, you made 2 bad picks right there, so forget that.
What about the Niners? I know the Niners. Yeah. I mean, it's 10, but what the Raiders are doing.
I always hate those big spreads, but I do feel like they should handle business and beat them by more.
What about Jacksonville minus 4 over Houston?
I'm just scared of that one because Houston's been sneaky lately. They've been sneaky, and that's a division game.
Points. What if the Niners win? Remember we talked about this when the fucking shit like 4 or 5 weeks ago. Buffalo was favored 9.5 over the Jets, and we're like, all right, let's take Buffalo. And I'm like, well, they could win the game 30-20, or it was a 10-point spread or whatever it was, and it actually happened. So I don't know. I'm afraid of that 10 points, man. I'd rather take Kansas City minus 13.5 over Denver. How about that?
No, Kansas City is 0-3 against the spread when they're favored by 10 or more. Don't do it.
Shit.
Don't do it.
Professional gambler over here.
Yeah, don't do it.
Great information. Wow.
I mean, it's a problem. I mean, they might. I'm just saying, I'm just giving the stats. That's all.
All right. I think the Giants are going to win. So I think the Giants are going to win. So I'll gamble with you guys. I'll do it.
Giants. I mean, look at these spreads. There's really not anything great.
Yeah, nothing jumped out to me as one. The only one that jumped out to me was Carolina. That was when I was like, right away. But none of the other ones really jumped out at me. But you say you'll do the Giants with us?
I'll do. I like a couple. I like Arizona plus 3.5 over Atlanta.
I like Arizona too.
When it comes to two bad teams, when it comes to two bad teams like that, I don't mess with
When it comes to two bad teams, it's going to be a field goal game. That's what happens.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying I don't mess with two bad teams because you just have no idea who's going to show up that game.
So we'll do the Giants. We'll do the Giants minus 3.5, Carolina plus 3, and Buffalo, Cincinnati over 49.5.
It's 49.5. Yeah.
Okay. So that's the official parpay this week.
That's the official parpay.
All right.
We'll get paid.
Yes. And everybody who asked me where our parpay is, we're back this week. I had to tell some people we were on Christmas vacation. So we're back.
See what they think. All right. I feel great about that Buffalo Cincinnati game going over. I feel amazing about that one. I like Seattle plus 2 at home over the Jets, but
I ain't touching that one. No.
Seattle's been so bad lately, though. I know the Jets haven't been great, but Seattle just haven't given you anything to be confident in.
I know. And that Packer game I was looking at, but they're favored 3. I don't want to touch that. Anyway, D, so you won the Freaky Fantasy Football Draft a couple of weeks ago, so you get to pick the order, my friend.
Okay, well, because Nikki showed up in her Sunday's best, I'll let Nikki go first.
My Wednesday best?
Yes, and then Jay can go second, I'll go third.
All right, D loves your snake draft style. All right, Nikki, try not to pick somebody you picked before.
I'm going to try. I don't think I've taken Aaron Rodgers, have I?
It doesn't sound like you did. You got it.
And plus, you hate him, so I'm pretty sure.
I do hate him.
It's a good week to pick him.
It is a good week to take him.
It is. I'll give you that. Well, let me see. I got to make a pick here. You know what? I'll take David Montgomery against the Lions. I think it's a good guy to pick this week.
That's good. That's a good pick right there for sure.
Thank you.
I'm so bummed I used him too early.
Who, Montgomery?
I used him in week 2.
Yeah, I did. I used him too early too.
He's helped me get to the finals, man. He's not Jalen Hurts for the reason. Jalen Hurts for no reason. Now I don't got him. Killer. All right, D, you get 2 picks, man.
All right, so I'm gonna go, and hopefully this week isn't ugly. Hopefully it's Purdy. Give me Brock Purdy.
Oh!
Well, I like him against Vegas, and then I'm gonna go ahead and match him up. I can't believe I haven't taken him yet. Give me George Kittle.
Sweet
deal. Nice.
They've been connecting big time. 4 touchdowns in the last 2 games. No doubt. Well done right there. Yeah, Kittle's been loving Purdy. Yeah. Purdy's been loving Kittle, however you want to freaking slice it. All right. Fearman in the middle. I'm never in the middle. I either go first or last. That's fun. Interesting for me. Okay. I'll go with. I haven't taken him yet, and it'd be a waste to not take him. So I will take. I'll take DeAndre Hopkins.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't taken him this year either. But it's a good time to go ahead and pick him. That's a good one.
It's Atlanta. Why not?
Yeah.
All right. So, Nikki, you're up. You got Aaron Rodgers.
Yes. I'm going to gamble here, but I'm going to take DJ Moore.
Oh, I like that pick.
Yeah.
It's a bad one.
It's getting really thin here. Shit. But he's kind of coming alive with Sam Darnold. They got Tampa Bay. I mean,
scored a touchdown last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a good pick right there. I like that. All right. Let me just erase who I took so I don't take them again. All right. I got Montgomery and Hopkins. Oh, you know what? Where is this game? Hold on.
Did you make both your picks, Nikki?
Huh?
You made both your picks?
Oh, no. She gets another one. I'm sorry.
I got another one. Oh God, running back. Let me get, Etienne, please.
Etienne.
That's a good one.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can I just skip tight end? Like, holy shit! Like,
2 weeks to go. Just 2 to go. That's it. Hang in there, kid. Hang in there. All right. In that Chicago-Detroit matchup, I will take the quarterback for Detroit. I haven't taken him this year. Give me Jared Goff. He should be good for about 3 touchdowns against that defense in the dome. All right, D. You got my boys Purdy and Kittle. What you gonna do next?
Give me Deontay Foreman.
All right. They've been running.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're not worried about Chupa Hubbard getting some carries?
So it looks like they both can go ahead and get carries.
Yeah, right. It don't matter. No shit.
Yeah, it don't
Yeah,
matter.
it doesn't matter.
And then give me Romeo Dobbs.
Okay.
All right.
I like that pick.
It's so interesting at the end of the year with this team. Like,
I know. Well, Hopkins was out for the first 6 weeks. That's why I had to
Yeah.
get him. It's the only reason.
I totally forgot about him, like taking him after that.
Yeah, you only got one more shot now. I don't know. They play. I think we play them in the final week, actually.
oh God, forget it.
Forget that.
Forget
All right,
it.
I got Goff, Montgomery, Hopkins. Give me. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't even know who the fuck is healthy right now, to be honest with you. I'll take.
Like no one.
No, there really is no one. I think points are going to be scored in that game. You know what? I'll go with Cole Kmet. That'll be my tight end. Nikki, you get to finish it out. You got Rodgers, Etienne, DJ Moore, and
I guess give me Tyler Conklin.
okay, sounds good. He's a tight end, right? Sure.
I think he's a tight end sometimes. Sure.
You had the perfect chance to take Evan Ingram.
No, fuck
Oh,
that.
wow.
I'm not taking him.
She would have blown up the internet if she had taken Evan Ingram.
Yeah, no, fuck that. I'm not. Nope. I can't do it. I told you, I hold a grudge. He dropped the division against the Eagles. It's such you don't understand this. No, I'm not taking him.
I get the grudge. I get it.
I just can't. I can't with this guy.
This seemed crazy. All right, D, finish it. No, wait. Yeah, D, you finish it out, right? You're up? Or
no,
you got to make
zero.
2 picks. You got Conklin, now you got to pick your defense.
Oh, defense. Who do I want to take on defense? You know what? Give me the Giants defense this week.
Fuck, I was going to take
Swipe you.
Yeah, you swipe.
That's what you get for speaking Evan Ingram.
During the holidays, you do this shit?
Yeah.
I don't believe it. Damn it. All right, give me the Jets. I'll take the Jets then.
I had no backup defense. I got to scramble.
Scratch it.
Take your time because you got the last. No. You got the last
man.
pick. Take your time.
Man, just ruined everybody's holiday with that one.
Yeah, I wanted the
Two
Giants. I was all ready to pick them. Now I got to take the other New Jersey team.
The Jets have a good defense.
They do. I like this week, even though I think they might lose against Seattle. I don't think it's going to be a lot of points.
Yeah.
I think the Jets will do some nice things. DJ Reed, Sauce Gardner. He's got to find a defense he hasn't picked yet, and one that may not give up more than 30 points this week.
Here, should we just run down the defenses for you till someone's sticking
Take
out?
Arizona or Atlanta.
No, that's funny. I'm picking the Cardinals defense.
I knew you'd take one.
Oh, all
I know
right.
you very well, my friend.
All right.
Because you said 5 minutes ago it's going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be a shitty game. They're 2 bad teams, so take one of the fucking defenses. There you go.
All right.
Perfect.
There you go.
It worked out, my friend. Worked out. I was good. I had Derek Carr on my list for this week. And Tannehill was also on my fucking list. I got to erase both of those schmucks. Neither one of them are going to fucking play. Wow, next week is going to be fucked up. This one was kind of hard. It's going to be messed up. Defense, tight end, even quarterback's going to be crazy.
Yeah, it's thin everywhere.
Oh God, I'm gonna have to roll with like Daniel Jones next week or something. Jesus.
Your team looks so weak, but I bet you it wins. You got Purdy to go with Kittle, Foreman, who shares carries, Romeo Dobbs, who's a rookie, and Arizona's defense, who's
gonna win. He's gonna win.
He's somehow gonna get 150 fucking points.
Probably.
My team looks great. I will probably lose. I got Goff, Montgomery, Hopkins, Kmet, and the Jets defense. And Nikki, I like your team. Rodgers, Etienne, DJ Moore, Tyler Conklin, and the New York Giants defense, who you swipe from both of us with that killer edge.
Not Evan Ingram.
Who's bad right now, Nikki? That's what I'm saying. I feel like you should be walking on the streets of Michael Jackson in 1983.
All right. Hey, maybe.
Lie right there.
You guys don't know what I'm doing later. Maybe. No, I'm going to eat because we were talking about steak and burgers and I'm starving.
Yeah, I'm hungry too. But it'd be hilarious though. We just see a video go viral and it's her in the Flashdance mob.
Right, a Flashdance mob. I've always wanted to join one of those. I'm going to have to do that one day.
I could see you doing that.
I would love to do that. That's so fucking fun. Just all of a sudden, out of nowhere, everybody starts fucking dancing. I think that's so fucking funny. I love that shit. I love it. Oh, man. New York City's got that all the time. This stuff is great.
Wow. I wish I would have saw one when I went there.
No, you just got to experience how we drive. And
yes, I got the full experience of the New York
I can't deal with driving anymore. I don't want to get into a whole traffic thing, but literally, I was on the road again today for no reason. There was traffic. I looked, and there was a car off to the side of the road, not pulled over, not in an accident. It was just off to the side of the road, and everybody had to look at it for 9 miles.
Yeah.
Like, what? Why?
People are so nosy. It's so bad when it comes to that, especially if there's actually an accident. People have to see exactly what the damage is. Like,
I was waiting for something awful to happen. I'm like, it must be really it's a fucking car pulled over on the side of the fucking road. I couldn't believe it.
I mean, you live in Florida. I mean, when I go down there, I'm like, yo, these people they don't know how to drive. And I live in Jersey, so like I don't have room to talk, but
no, they don't know how to drive down here. No, at least the people in the Northeast, they know how to drive. They may not give a shit, but they know what they're doing. The people down here literally have no idea what's happening on the road. It's unreal.
Yeah. The places I've been, New York was the worst, like you said, because people don't care. Like people just don't. They don't put their blinkers on. They don't look when they change lanes. Let me just go over. That's just like wow.
That's it.
Yeah. So that's what makes it scary about New York. And people will just create a new lane. Like it'll be a 2-lane street, and next thing you know, a 3rd lane's created. You're like, how did this happen? So that New York's crazy like that, but Florida's really bad. California, if you guys have never driven in California, it's really bad. People don't know how to merge, and there's way too many drivers on the road. It's always especially LA. LA is just people don't know how to merge. There's way too many cars on the road.
Like 2 o'clock. This is like 13 down there or something like that. Isn't that why all these terrible drivers? Like you get your driver's license early, right? Like 15 or 16, some shit.
I'm not sure what the age is, but people are just horrible when it comes to like merging and doing those basic things. And it's all like if you're in LA, it could literally be like Saturday on 2 o'clock in the afternoon and there's traffic. It's like, what? Where are people going?
It's not supposed to be happening right now.
I don't know. I feel like that when I go to Target. I'll go to Target at like, Thursday at 7 o'clock and freaking parking lot's full, lines are down. What the hell? Like, where are you people coming from?
Yeah, how are you people even alive right now? What's going on? Shouldn't you be in your homes cooking dinner or fucking going to sleep?
Come on, I don't have kids. I should be the one that can we have no kids? Like, remember when COVID hit and it was like, the senior citizens can go like 8 o'clock in the morning, right? Because I don't have kids, can I just get my own time in the store as well, where I'm going to deal with like
that's a great proposal, Nikki for president. They should be no kid times at certain places for sure, because you just want to go in there and get done. You don't have to worry about like kids running in front of you. Like I've had that happen so many times where I'm walking and some kid runs right in front of me. And I give them a knee to the head on accident because they were running right in front of me. Like I had one kid like literally fall down. I felt so bad because the kid like fell out. It was dramatic. And I thought for sure, I'm looking around. I'm thinking some mom's going to come and beat me up. I'm like, oh my God, what's about to happen? But the mom was more mad at the kid than me. Like, why are you running? Why are you doing this? Like, and so I was fine. She apologized to me for the kid. So it was okay. But I was super scared that some mom's going to come try to beat me up because I just hit their kid. Yes, keep your kids away from running, especially if they're running around. Tall people like myself, we can't see them. And the next thing you know, we hit them. So yes, please don't do that.
Keep us from child abuse, please. We don't want that. My goodness. Wow. Well, we went for a record tonight. We went pretty long, baby.
It's been 2 weeks. We had a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, we had some catching up to do. And now we got us all hungry talking about food before.
Yes.
Yep. I'm definitely eating some food. I can't wait to eat. I am hungry.
I can't wait to eat either.
Before we do that, you guys got to tell us what's up. Nikki, you first.
Yeah, what's up? Of course, follow me on all social media at NikkiNick9384. Monday nights Rush Hour, Tuesday nights New York Giants Rush, and Wednesday nights here. Oh, I didn't give you guys the times. Maybe that would help you. Rush Hour 7:00, Giants Rush 8:00, 3rd and 3, of course, at 7.
All right, beautiful. Make sure you
look
tune
at that. You got it within like a minute. Like it just used to be like 100 shows. It's been narrowed down.
Yeah, we're cutting back. Because I'm the queen of the Giants now. So that's basically what it is.
The queen is here.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. We got the queen. All right. D, what about you, my man?
Yes, so follow me on social media at The Real Deal WDA. I'm always giving videos or making jokes that make Giants fans mad.
Yeah.
So please go ahead and follow me so you can get all that entertaining action that will come your way by following me on all social media platforms. My podcast, The Real Deal with Damian Adams, is each and every week. If you want to hear a detailed account of my cruise ship vacation, I give you the pros and cons of going on a cruise ship vacation. Go ahead and listen to my last episode, and you'll go ahead and check that out. It was my first time going, so it was very eye-opening going on a cruise ship vacation. So I think people will enjoy that. The GSMC boxing and basketball podcast, those drop each and every week. I just dropped a boxing one today. It is the year-end awards show. So like prospect of the year, fighter of the year, fight of the year. I did my end of the year top 10 pound for pound list. So it's a stacked episode. So go ahead and check out the GSMC boxing podcast as well. And when you listen to my podcast, you look good. So when you look at Jason, you look at Nikki killing it in her jacket with the hair glowing and flowing. You see them looking good like this because they listen to my podcast, right? It's all about the 3 Ps: Peloton, Pilates, and podcast. So make sure that you listen to my podcast. You'll stay looking young like my co-hosts do, and you'll just live a good life. You'll be centered. You'll be stress-free. Listen to my podcast while you're in the airport, because that will keep you from being stressed out in the airport if you listen to my podcast.
Or while you're in traffic.
Or at Target.
Or at Target or in traffic. All the places that stress you out. Just put on The Real Deal with Damian Adams or the 3rd and 3 podcast or the GSMC boxing podcast, and you will be stress-free. Guaranteed.
See, thank God for them. They got all the
practice this week.
Wow. He's from the mind. He's good to go. He's got the flow,
I know. No practice.
Nope, not at all. Not at all. He just recalls everything. It just comes to him at one time. It's a beautiful thing. All right, you guys said it all. 3rd and 3 back next week. As far as Power 32, taking a nap on that, kid. All right, I got too much shit going on in my life. All right, I'm just being real with you. So we'll be back next week, 7:00, and we're talking about playoffs, NFL playoffs all over the freaking place. Final predictions. We'll find out who won the regular season awards, and then we'll get into the playoffs. Be a beautiful thing. So we're out for now. We had a good time. Hope you did. And if you listen on the podcast, we appreciate it. Subscribe on our YouTube channel, 3rd and 3. Follow us at 3rd and 3 Podcast. We're out. Peace.